By the way, they were fact checked so savagely, they went back and deleted this tweet. All right, so I don't know if this was on the news yet. Maybe it was. I didn't see it, but I think Fox News, if anyone, needs to just take this and run with it. Elon Musk fact checked the White House on Twitter in the most savage way I've ever seen, probably. The White House tweets yesterday: seniors are getting the biggest increase in their Social Security checks in 10 years through President Biden's leadership. If you watch my videos, you already know how I feel about Social Security. Funny thing is, fact check. Well, readers added context they thought people might want to know. Seniors will receive a large Social Security benefit increase due to the annual cost of living adjustment, COLA, COLA, which is based on the inflation rate. President Nixon in 1972 signed the law, automatic benefit adjustments tied to the consumer price index. So not only is the COLA increase not really a good thing, you can't make this up. It just keeps getting dumber and dumber by the left on Twitter. But they tried to spin it in a good way and have Biden take responsibility for it. Like it was his leadership that is allowing seniors to get this benefit increase. The funny thing is it wasn't even the Democratic Party that is responsible for any kind of protection against inflation regarding Social Security. You can thank President Nixon and the Republicans for that. Second of all, the fact that the Biden administration is taking responsibility for this major inflation increase in Social Security benefits for seniors is like saying, hey, we're going to shoot you in the knee with a bullet, but don't worry because we're going to sew the hole up. Well, that may keep it from getting infected, but the pain's still there and you're never going to walk right again. The reason why you're getting this benefit is because inflation is so high. It's because of a bad thing. It has nothing to do with any kind of leadership. It's not like, oh, inflation was at 1%. Here's 8% more in your benefit. By the way, they were fact checked so savagely, they went back and deleted this tweet. But here's a speech from Biden yesterday claiming that Social Security allows seniors to retire with dignity. And prior to Social Security, 50% of seniors were living in poverty. Take a look.
Social Security and Medicare are the two things I want to talk about. Almost half of all seniors in the United States lived in poverty before Social Security. Let me say that again. 50%, almost 50% of all the seniors in America lived in poverty before this law was passed. Almost half the seniors, half of them lived in poverty, even those who spent a lifetime working. Not enough to put food on the table until Medicare came along, no health care they could count on. And think about what that does to your sense of security, what it does to a person's dignity. They deserve to retire with dignity and peace of mind. And that's how it should be in the United States of America.
Now, were 50% of seniors living in poverty prior to Social Security? Probably. I don't know the statistic, and honestly, there's a lot of seniors that live in poverty now. However, Social Security does not allow anyone to retire with dignity. I've said this plenty of times. If you are banking on Social Security as your retirement plan, you're going to be poor. You're going to be broke. You're going to be living maybe not in poverty because the official poverty standard is like $12,000 in the United States of annual income, and the average Social Security benefit is around $20,000 a year, which is really about $1,666 a month. Let's just round it up to $1,700. Here's the other thing. He also talks about Medicare. Medicare Part A is like your major expenses, skilled nursing, hospital bills, things like that when you're a senior. That's what you basically paid for out of your paycheck while you're working. You still have to pay Medicare Part B. Guess where Medicare Part B really typically comes out of? Your Social Security benefit. So if you're making an average Social Security benefit of what I say, $1,700 a month, the average Medicare Part B premium that you have to pay every month, by the way, and if you don't pay, you get penalized, it's $170 a month. So you still have to pay for half of the Medicare stuff, which is all your regular stuff, your doctor's visits and stuff like that. Then you also have to pay a Medicare Part D premium, which is your prescription drug plan, by the way. So another, let's say, 180 to $200 a month total when you factor in Medicare Part B premium and Part D premium, not counting any deductibles that you have for Medicare Part D. So if you're living on just Social Security, sorry, I can't even talk right now, you are going to be living in poverty. The government has not gotten anyone out of poverty. I'm sorry. Social Security is a flawed plan. Here's a good book. I give this to my clients, and I actually have several copies of this book. So let me know in the comments. If you want a copy, I will send this to you for free. Just let me know. We can get in touch. It's called The Power of Zero. Again, I have several copies. I was giving it to my clients. The first 20 or 30 pages, I think everyone should read. And that will explain to you why Social Security is such a flawed system and why it is just really bad for the country as a whole. Great book. Everyone should read it. And again, I'll send that to you for free. Just let me know in the comments if you want a copy. The fact that the Democrats are pushing this Social Security thing, it's very desperate because they know that a lot of people don't understand the whole Social Security. They know a lot of people don't understand the finance part. So let's say, oh, we're going to give you an 8.7% inflation increase to seniors, but no one will go and really look back into that and say, well, why are you getting the 8.7% inflation increase? Well, it has nothing to do with your abhorrent spending. What's causing the inflation? Why are you getting 8.7% increase? Again, it's not making any difference. You're not going to be better off. And if you're just banking on Social Security, you're going to be poor. The people who live comfortably in retirement are the ones that save up their own money and invest it themselves and not into a government retirement program. Furthermore, here's another video of White House press secretary claiming that MAGA, and this has been going on, right? That MAGA is a threat to the nation. Take a look.
Democracy is under assault, and we cannot pretend otherwise. The president will continue to call attention to the threat to democratic integrity and to public safety posed by those who deny the documented truth about election results and those who seek to undermine public faith in our system of government. Unfortunately, we have seen MAGA Republican officials who don't believe in the rule of law. They refuse to accept the results of free and fair elections, and they fan the flames of political violence through what they praise and what they refuse to condemn. It remains important for the president to state strongly and unequivocally that violence has no place in our democracy.
I've talked about this before. For the government to make any comment on who I want to vote for or anyone wants to vote for and call me a threat for who I want to vote for is just beyond appalling to me. They should have no opinion. Run your race, do your job, and if you do it right and I agree with you, I'm going to vote for you. But I don't think the government has a right to sit up there. I don't care if it's Trump, I don't care if it's Biden, and say that one group or another is a huge threat to especially your political opponents. Look, I am not a communist by any means. I think people who are Marxists and abide by that kind of ideology are crazy. But I'm never going to sit up here and say that, they are demean them basically for the way they vote. If you want to vote for Bernie Sanders, go vote for Bernie Sanders. If you want to vote for Biden, go vote for Biden. That is your opinion, your right to do so. The difference with me is I'm a private citizen, though. I can have that opinion. The government cannot. The government should not have that opinion and sit there and demonize a political opponent. Again, this goes both ways. Like Joe Biden's administration is doing. They have launched a campaign against MAGA Republicans out of fear, in my opinion, because they know they're going to probably get their ass whooped come midterms. But to basically put them like in the same boat as being like a domestic terrorist. We're not talking about a group that's going around lighting bombs off in the street. We're talking about a political party. We're talking about the majority of the Republican Party, which is his political opponents.
Else, and a great deal of people in this state are going to be affected. And they're under siege by our Republican friends. And by the way, this ain't your father's Republican Party. This is a different deal right now.
So I have a big problem with it. I have a major problem with this administration and a lot of this stuff that they are saying. You talk about Trump's mean tweets all you want. I don't remember, and I could be wrong, please tell me if I am, him demonizing while he was in office, by the way. I'm not talking about now, I'm not talking about before when he was a private citizen. I'm talking about while he was in office, demonizing and claiming that the other side is a threat. How can you work with the other side? How can you come and meet in the middle if you're sitting there and proclaiming that the other side is not worth working with to begin with? I thought he was supposed to be the person that was going to bring everyone together.